So you sound like you don't like people necessarily referring to themselves as gay Christians. Can you help us understand gay versus same-sex attracted and why some language might be more preferable to others?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think when you assume the label of gay, I think it's putting a low ceiling on yourself. I think it is saying something conclusive about your nature, about your sexuality. And I think that's important that we steer away from that, because once we put sort of those adjectival qualifiers on it, it sort of makes it something else.
Yeah.
If I'm a gay Catholic, that means that I'm no longer in the world of reckoning with woman. You know, I've kind of stalled in my need or in my adventure to reckon with her good.
Well, okay, what does that mean? Because why can't somebody have same-sex attraction, call themselves a gay Catholic, and reckon with a woman, but not in the sense of wanting to date her or marry her?
Well,
what does it mean to reckon with a woman?
I think it means to see ourselves as gift and to see her as gift, and not to put a cap on that. I think putting gay on it qualifies it, you know? And in a way, it's sort of determinative. It's saying, I'm not really going there. I've determined that I'm not going to get married because of this. And I think I would challenge and say, well, are you sure? Are you sure? What makes you so sure that you're not called to that? To give yourself as gift.
So do you differ with some other Catholics who've lived homosexual lifestyles in this regard?
I probably would.
Yeah. And could you break open that difference for us so it's real clear for folks at home?
I like integration. I like the language of integration. I like the language of chastity as seen in the Catechism, where it's an integration of our spiritual and corporeal bodily reality. I like that language. I think it's equal ground for those of us who struggle with sexual and relational brokenness. So in the language of integration, as I'm integrating in who I am as man, made in the image of God, not just man, but man and woman in the image of God, I have to reckon with her in order to take my place.
I still don't know what that means.
As an image bearer.
Reckon with her.
I have to see her as she is, as woman who's able to receive my pursuit.
I don't understand that either. Why can't I just recognize her as a good, but a good that I don't want? Like, I don't have to reckon with every woman in the world to be faithful to my wife and to give myself to her fully.
For sure. No, it's a good question. I think it's important for those of us to experience same-sex attraction to not go out of the game of relating to woman based on the proclivity.
So if somebody says, I've had same-sex attraction ever since I was a kid, lived in the homosexual lifestyle, I'm now a faithful Catholic, I've repented of that, do you think they should be open to marrying a woman? What about those who say, I'm just not attracted to women, and that doesn't mean I'm not integrated, I don't experience that, and so I'm going to be celibate?
Yeah, I think that's okay to come to that, you know? I think that's okay to say, I'm called to be a celibate for the kingdom of God. But I think that necessitates hard work of integration, you know?
What does that mean? Hard work of?
Of reckoning. I'm sorry, I'm using words that of getting of asking the hard questions of, am I dodging woman because
I see
I'm threatened by her?
So maybe people too quickly dismiss the possibility of one day being married or being attracted to woman.
I think so. I mean, I've met wonderful people in Courage who aren't married, who've been at it for years, decades, chaste living for Jesus. It's amazing. But I think they've reckoned with, they've come to grips.
Okay.
The other doesn't threaten them.
Okay.
I think for those of us who struggle with same-sex attraction, woman threatens me at times, right?
I mean, woman threatens me at times.
Sure. I think that's the equal ground that I'm speaking about, you know?
Certainly threatens Thursday. Sorry. You laughed, I had to say that.
Disavow.
Yeah. I'm praying for a bride for him.
Good, thank you. I'm sure he appreciates that.
I appreciate that.
Yes. What are your thoughts on what is conversion therapy, and what do you think about it?
I mean, I think conversion therapy is kind of a catch-all these days for any effort for a person who experiences same-sex attraction to to maybe launch into opposite sex relating.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's therapeutically or, it's sort of, I think, a straw man, frankly, for efforts of people to choose the direction that they want to go in.
Is a therapist free to lead somebody in what is sometimes called conversion therapy?
I mean, I think the question is, what do we mean by conversion therapy? You know, is it good talk therapy about being reconciled to one's biological gender?
Well, at a base level, isn't it? I'm attracted to dudes and I don't want to be.
Yeah, and for me, I think therapeutically, I think a person has freedom to choose that and to say, I have conflictual feelings and I want to learn how to live with those, not be so allergic to those, maybe having a therapeutic goal in mind.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.